Let's go to the tail of the tape of the next bout. Tail of the tape is brought to you by www.midwestsportstv.com, where you can see exclusive fight footage, fight interviews, as well as local news of all the fighters fighting tonight and in the future in the Midwest. Ronald Overby versus Eric Jarvis. Ronald Overby comes in to the ring with a record of 0-2. He's 24 years of age, from Cleveland, Ohio. He's a student at Tri-C. He's 6'1", 170 pounds. Eric Jarvis is making his professional debut, 25 years old, from Akron, Ohio. He's a full-time student and a member of the National Guard right now. 6 feet tall, 175 pounds, and should be an entertaining fight for both of them. Eric Jarvis is in the black trunks, trimmed in white. Ronald Overby counters with the white trunks, trimmed in black. Round one is underway. Both fighters come to the center of the ring, circle around. Jarvis starts with the jab, as does Overby. Overby again with the jab. Both fighters in the conventional stance.
Jarvis has the name of his twins on his trunks on the right and left leg. He's a very, very proud father. He's a full-time student, as you mentioned, Antonio, and he's actually training to be a pilot in the Air Force now. So Jarvis has a lot on his plate, but he's also a very, very focused individual.
Both men circling around, just using the jab early on. Right hand misses by Jarvis. Counter by Ronald Overby misses as well.
Both fighters are fairly evenly matched when it comes to their height and weight. There's only a 1-inch height differential and a 5-pound weight differential, but sometimes with the lighter weights like this, when you weigh in the morning, that weight tends to be skewed when it comes to fight night.
Absolutely. Right hand lands for both fighters, and Ronald Overby didn't like the right hand that Jarvis landed, I don't think, and follows up with a two-punch combination, both with the right hand.
There's a little swelling under Jarvis's left eye from that combination that he just took. But Jarvis is staying in there. He's not backing away. He's constantly attacking. He's attempting to cut off the ring. And he's also been able to slip a few jabs early on in this round.
He used to circle to his left, obviously trying to stay away from Jarvis's power. And as I say that, he begins to circle to his right. Big combination from Overby.
Jarvis is hurt.
Right hand hook lands, and Jarvis is clearly a little bit dazed by that punch.
Sometimes in your professional debut, you need to get through that first round, take a couple hard shots, remember where you're at, let the cobwebs go, and come back for the second.
Right hand lead lands for Overby as well, and he's having a good round. Lead left hook lands for Overby as well, and Jarvis is going to have to start focusing a little bit of attention on the defensive side of things, George, if he wants to go the distance in this fight.
Absolutely. Jarvis is also being aggressive, but he's setting himself up for punches, and there goes.
Double left hook lands from Eric Jarvis, sending Overby down to the delight of this pro-Akron crowd, George.
Sometimes the best defense is a strong offense, Antonio. Jarvis just proved that. Let's see if he can finish the fight.
Absolutely. Wild swinging right hook doesn't land, and now Jarvis has Overby against the ropes. And it looks like Jarvis is going to be able to stay in there and finish this round as he throws some strong punches towards the end of the round as well.
That shows you how
be a good fight.
This is going to be a great fight. That shows you how fast the tide can change on a fight.
Great Lakes City Ford, 5 minutes east and west from downtown Cleveland. The Ford dealership knocking out all the competition. Have bad credit? No problem at Great.
Perhaps a knockdown maybe was more of an off-balance fall than from the actual punch, but either way, the judges saw that knockdown, and it was scored a knockdown, and he's got to play catch-up ball.
Both fighters appear anxious to start this second round, scheduled 4-rounder, second round between the pro debuting Eric Jarvis and Ronald Overby, who is 0-2. Short right uppercut lands on the inside for Overby, and now the referee Jim Villers breaks the two combatants, and they're back in the middle of the ring, working the jab.
Jarvis is very relaxed. coming into the second round. He understands he did some damage, but he's not trying to be overly aggressive right now and get himself into trouble, which is a sign of good training from the legendary Doyle Baird.
Jarvis gets Overby in the corner, but Overby simply spins out of that corner, now leads with a right hand that connects for Ronald Overby, and a lead left hook also lands. So again, Overby having good success early on in the second round, as he did early on in the first round.
Absolutely.
Short right hand upstairs lands for Jarvis, and he's going to look for that power punch again, I believe, this round, and see if he can get Overby out of there in the second round.
Overbay's in a rhythm right now with his jab. He's able to avoid Jarvis's jab, but again, here comes Jarvis with another power shot, and again, the Akron crowd's on its feet.
Both men countering with that right hand. Eric Jarvis has seemed to land better and seem to get the attention of Ronald Overby. Fighters cling on the inside. Jimmy Villers commands them to break, which they do, and now about a 4-punch combination from Overby. A little wide with his punches, but a couple of them did land.
And those will score points on the judges' scorecards.
And Overby simply looking to counter now Eric Jarvis, as he's looking to not lead, perhaps, but kind of look for Jarvis to lead and try to land a nice counter shot to possibly score a knockdown for himself.
Ronald switched from being an offensive fighter in the first round to a very cautious defensive fighter in the second round. It is working to his advantage up until this point. Seems to me he doesn't want to get too overly aggressive and get himself in trouble like he did in the first, but he's able to counter Jarvis's punches. Jarvis is also appearing to be a tad winded, a lot in the arms. He's throwing some wild shots, but again, he's connecting.
A nice right hand lands upstairs for Jarvis, gets him in the corner, but Overby does a tremendous job at spinning out of the corner and landing some good shots of his own on Eric Jarvis, and appeared to stun Jarvis a little bit with that exchange.
Jarvis's legs got a little wobbly there, and with 10 seconds left in the round, he'll be able to regain his composure and come out for the third.
As we get ready for the bell to end the second round, round 3 starts, and Jarvis lands a nice right hand upstairs, got the attention of Ronald Overby. Now both men are in a heated exchange, and Overby is looking to land that left hook to try to get the attention of Eric Jarvis. Wild swinging left hand misses for Eric Jarvis, but he does have Overby on the ropes.
There's the punch he was looking for.
A nice 1-2 combination that snapped the head back of Ronald Overby.
Jarvis needs to get a little more aggressive right now. He's got his opponent hurt. He needs to try and capitalize that versus standing away and starting to jab again.
Wild swinging left hand misses from Eric Jarvis. Both men a little fatigued. Back into the center of the ring. Overby trying to land that left jab right now. Eric Jarvis counters with that same left jab, trying to land.
Overby's starting to breathe out of his mouth. You can notice his mouthpiece. You can see the visual of his mouthpiece a little more than you could in the first couple rounds. That's a sign of fatigue. You better be careful or he's going to get that mouthpiece knocked out.
Both men go to the corner where Overby smartly holds and gets the action back to the center of the ring. Now, Jarvis had Overby in the corner momentarily, but again, every time it seems like Jarvis has Overby where he wants him, he's able to get out of that corner.
Absolutely. Overby's a very quick fighter. He's got a good jab and he's quick, so he understands when he gets in trouble, he needs to get out of there very quickly, and he's using that speed to frustrate Jarvis and not let Jarvis finish the job.
Both men in the center of the ring. Moving around now. Fatigue is clearly set in this fight. So Overby tries a little left jab. Moving to his right. Jarvis trying to stalk Overby a little bit, and the crowd getting a little restless as they want to see some more action like they saw the first 2 rounds.
Yes, they do. I think Overby's getting a little more cautious. I think he also understands that he's not in his hometown again. And if this goes to the judges' scorecards, he could see himself losing another hometown decision.
Eric Jarvis again gets Overby against the ropes. His hand was a little bit tied into the ropes, and now Villiers instructing them to punch out of the clinch, and they both do. Back into the center of the ring. The fight is really slowed down. The tempo is really slowed. And now Overby up against the ropes, not able to spin out of there like he was earlier in the fight.
Absolutely. Both fighters are visibly fatigued. 3 minutes in the ring doesn't seem like a lot when you're sitting on your couch watching the fight. It's a heck of a long time when you're in there doing it.
To come here, end of the third round in this 4-round fight.
Sundays will never be the same.
All about dedication for the fight. It's not exactly what you do in the ring, it's how you prepare to get in that ring. Running in the mountains of Afghanistan, I think would be a good way to start your day if you're training for a fight.
4th round starts, and both men are aggressive in this round. Jarvis continues to be the aggressor coming forward, which is crucial on a lot of judges' scorecards, George. So we'll see if that has any effect. And right now, Jarvis has Overby against the ropes, lands a quick 2-punch combination. And now Overby was able to spin his way back out into the center of the ring. And a big left and right hand lands by Eric Jarvis. But Overby is able to spin out of there, lands a couple of shots of his own, but the 2 shots by Eric Jarvis were the harder punches and the more clear connected punches in that exchange.
Those were Jarvis's 2 best punches of the night. Ronald was able to spin out, like you said, very quickly and get back into his fight plan. You got to give him credit for sticking to his fight game and not let Jarvis control the fight.
Both fighters clinch in the center of the ring. Jimmy Villiers tells them to break, which they do. Now both back in the middle. Jarvis is able to land 2 jabs and follow up with the right hand that caught Overby, and he again spins off that rope.
Eric Jarvis is looking to finish this fight strong. He understands that this is probably going to go to the scorecards. He does not want to lose his professional debut. So he is trying everything possible to be the aggressor, to show the judges that he's the one who got up at 5:30 in the morning and ran more.
And again, Eric Jarvis stalks Ronald Overby, and he is clearly the aggressor. And judges, again, do not like to see a fighter backing up and not throwing many punches.
Overby's got his guard down. Seems to be toying with Jarvis a little bit, something that a fighter would do in the last round if he was visibly ahead on the scorecards. I don't think he's visibly ahead on any of the judges' scorecards.
Wild punches thrown there by Eric Jarvis. Lucky to not get hit while he was throwing them wild exchanges, but Overby is tired and is unable to land them punches that he might have been able to land early on in the fight. Both men in the center now, looking at each other, working on the jab, trying to set something up. Both men looking in now. Eric Jarvis goes forward. It's a short little left hand, but not a clean punch landed there. Lead right hand is partially blocked by Eric Jarvis, thrown from Ronald Overby, and now referee tells them to break, and again back into the center, and there goes Eric Jarvis being aggressive. But
10 seconds left in the round. Both fighters are going to try to steal this round and hopefully steal the fight.
Another close fight, George, another fight that's going to go to the judges. It'll be interesting to see how much that knockdown early on plays a factor in this fight, and also if judges like the aggressiveness shown by Eric Jarvis.
This is a very close fight to score. You're going to have the knockdown that come into play, the aggressiveness of Jarvis, plus he's from Akron, and we are in Akron tonight. We'll see in a few moments when the judges reach their decision.
39-36. Judge Gonzalez scores at 40-36. And Judge Kevin Armstrong scores his fight 38-38. Your winner by majority decision, the Chapparells.
And now